MiG-31 Foxhound, the fastest combat jet on Earth. Cinematic intro music fades in. Narrator deep, steady voice. High above the frozen tundra of Russia, where temperatures plunge below -50 degrees Celsius and the horizon stretches endlessly, a shadow cuts through the stratosphere at nearly 3,000 kilometers per hour. Its twin engines roar like thunder across the Arctic sky. This is not a passenger aircraft. It's not a bomber. It's a hunter built to destroy enemy intruders before they're ever seen. This is the Mikoyan MiG-31 Foxhound, the fastest operational combat jet on the planet. Cold War context. The story of the MiG-31 begins at the height of the Cold War, in a world teetering between peace and nuclear annihilation. During the 1960s and 70s, the Soviet Union faced an existential problem. Across the Arctic, the United States deployed high-altitude reconnaissance planes like the Lockheed S-71 Blackbird, a new-to spy plane. These aircraft could fly higher and faster than any interceptor in the Soviet arsenal. The existing Soviet jets, like the MiG-21 and even the powerful MiG-25 Foxbat, were fast, but they struggled to track, chase, and destroy these American intruders at extreme altitudes. The Kremlin demanded a solution: an aircraft that could patrol the vast northern frontier of the USSR, intercept hostile bombers or cruise missiles, and do it all at supersonic speed over immense distances. In 1975, the Mikoyan Design Bureau received the order: create the next generation interceptor, one that would rewrite the rulebook of air defense. Birth of a beast. The engineers at Mikoyan began with a proven foundation, the legendary MiG-25 Foxbat, but almost every component would be redesigned, refined, and modernized. Their new creation would need to fly faster than Mach 2.8, operate above 20 kilometers altitude, detect multiple targets at once, and carry long-range missiles capable of killing bombers before they even cross Soviet airspace. The result was the MiG-31, codenamed Foxhound by NATO. Its first prototype took to the skies in September 1975, and what the world would soon learn was staggering. The MiG-31 wasn't just fast, it was a technological leap, decades ahead of its time. Design and engineering excellence. From nose to tail, every element of the MiG-31 screamed power and purpose. At 22 meters long and weighing nearly 46 tons fully loaded, the Foxhound was a giant among fighters. It wasn't designed for dogfights, it was designed for dominance. The heart of the Foxhound: engines.
The radar revolution, one of the MiG-31's most groundbreaking features, lies within its nose, the Zoslin S800 radar. Introduced in 1981, it was the world's first operational phased array radar installed on a fighter jet. Unlike traditional radar dishes that must physically swivel, the Zoslin's electronically scanned array can shift its radar beam almost instantaneously, tracking up to 10 targets simultaneously and engaging for at once. For its time, this was revolutionary. It allowed the MiG-31 to coordinate attacks with other interceptors and guide long-range missiles with pinpoint precision. Its detection range was equally impressive, over 200 kilometers for large targets, enough to spot incoming bombers long before they reached Soviet skies. Scene 6: Weapons of the Foxhound. Speed and radar would mean nothing without the weapons to match. The MiG-31 carries an arsenal that makes it one of the most lethal interceptors ever built. Its primary armament for our 33 Amos long-range air-to-air missiles, each weighing 490 kilograms and capable of striking targets up to 120 kilometers away. These are often compared to the American AIM-5 for Phoenix used by the F-14 Tomcat, but in many ways the R-33 outperformed it in range and guidance technology for its time. For closer engagements, the Foxhound carries R-40 or R-60 short-range missiles and a 23mm GSH-6-23 rotary cannon with 260 rounds of ammunition. Newer variants, such as the MiG-31BM, can even launch R-37M missiles with ranges exceeding 300 kilometers, giving them the ability to take down a WACS or tanker aircraft long before those targets. Scene 7. Range and Endurance. The MiG-31 was designed to protect a country so vast that no other interceptor could cover it effectively. With a combat range of 720 kilometers, extendable to 1,450 with external fuel tanks, and a service ceiling of 20,600 meters, the Foxhound could fly from one Arctic airbase to another in minutes. Patrols often lasted for hours, sweeping massive swaths of northern Russia in pairs or groups, their radars linked to form a floating wall of surveillance and firepower. Each MiG-31 could share target data with others through a secure data link, allowing a group of jets to monitor a front up to 800 kilometers wide. For the 1970s, this was cutting-edge networked warfare long before such systems became standard in Western air forces. Scene 8. Operational History. The MiG-31 officially entered service in 1981, replacing the MiG-25 in the Soviet Air Defense Forces. Its mission was clear: defend the Soviet Union's northern frontiers from American bombers, cruise missiles, and spy planes. Throughout the 80s, MiG-31 stood on alert across Siberia and the Arctic Circle, often scrambling to intercept unidentified aircraft detected near Soviet airspace. The MiG-31BM and modernization. By the 2000s, Russia launched a program to upgrade its aging Foxhounds to the MiG-31BM standard, a digital renaissance for a Soviet machine. The BM variant introduced new multi-role avionics, improved Zoslin M radar with 400-kilometer detection range, digital cockpit displays, compatibility with modern missiles and precision weapons. For the first time, the MiG-31 could also engage ground and sea targets, effectively transforming it from a pure interceptor into a true multi-role fighter. In modern service, the MiG-31BM plays a vital role in Russia's air defense network, patrolling the vast borders of Siberia, the Arctic, and the Far East. It can also carry the Kh-47M to Kinzhal hypersonic missile, a weapon that reportedly reaches Mach 10 and can strike targets up to 2,000 kilometers away. This variant, known as the MiG-31K, has been one of Russia's most talked about platforms in recent years. Scene 10. Comparisons to Western jets. How does the MiG-31 compare to its Western rivals? In sheer speed and altitude, almost nothing matches it. The American F-15 Eagle tops out around Mach 2.5. The F-22 Raptor about Mach 2.5. Only the retired SR-71 Blackbird was faster, but it was not a fighter and it never carried weapons. Where the F-22 relies on stealth and maneuverability, the MiG-31 depends on speed, range, and raw radar power. It's a completely different philosophy, the American approach of invisible predator versus the Russian approach of unstoppable hunter. Scene 11. Unique operational role. Unlike most modern fighters, the MiG-31 was never intended for dogfights or air superiority. Its role is interception and denial to shoot down incoming threats before they reach Russian airspace. The vast Arctic regions provide no ground-based radar coverage for hundreds of kilometers. That's where the MiG-31 shines, operating from remote bases, scanning huge areas of sky where no other jet can fly for long. Even today, no aircraft can replace its combination of speed, range, and high-altitude performance. Scene 12. Challenges and limitations. But the Foxhound is not without flaws. At Mach 2.8, fuel consumption is tremendous, and the airframe can only sustain those speeds for a few minutes before risking damage. Maintenance is complex, and each engine requires frequent overhauls after high-speed flights. It's also a large target on radar and lacks stealth features found in fifth-generation jets. but the Russians never intended it to be stealthy. Its defense is speed and reach. And in that domain, the MiG-31 still reigns supreme.